So we're doing a bit of a reintroduction of a car. Hasn't been on the channel for a while. It's just been lurking in the background, waiting for its time to shine. And you can probably tell it's that. You probably can't tell actually, because it doesn't look like anything's happened to it. But we've got John's Series 2 kooky Jungle Green S14, a lovely colour, up on the hoist behind us. A bit of a recap with this car, because it has been a while since we've actually talked about it at all. This car came to us. He was from Sydney, moved up to Queensland, brought the car with him. Good on him for not selling it when he moved. In the engine bay, we have a Turbo LS. So no junk little SR in here for us, or for John. Probably more for John, because it's not our car, but this thing has had a lot of work done to it that you can't really see, and that's been a bit of the problem. So obviously when we got the car painted, it was a really huge update. The thing looked completely different to what it did. A lot of the work since then has been mainly behind the scenes. So the engine was already in, a lot of the fab work was already there, everything looked, all the bones, the structure, everything looked like it was there. And with builds like this, it's the last 10% of the build that takes 90% of the time, and that's pretty much what's been getting done in bits and pieces since then. So the entire chassis has been rewired. It's got all brand new fuse boxes. There's no OEM fuse boxes or relays or anything like that in the car anymore. So all of the body harness of the car is all brand new, as well as we have a brand new Nexus R5 controlling the engine. The thing with wiring anything is you don't see much of the progress. Obviously you see some wires getting run here and then, but where you actually look at the car, the wiring isn't the first thing you see. So it doesn't look like a lot's getting done. But having said that, we have fired the car for the first time just yesterday.
One, two, three, four, five, six, seven, eight.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
All of the injectors working, very happy boys. Fired, idled, lovely, great oil pressure. Typical LS, just Lego blocks. They're popular for a reason, I'll put it that way. They're not popular with us, but they're popular with a lot of people for a reason. And yeah, big honking turbo hanging off the side, so that's great as well. What's next for this thing is everything else. So this car is actually somewhat deceptive when you look at it, because there is still a lot of work to be done, because John is a sicko. So he wants a full cage and full interior, the exact same as G-Up. So G-Up has a complete weld-in cage, no bolt-in universal things here. It's complete weld-in cage, and then it's also got a complete custom interior. So John saw that, John wants that, so John's getting that in his S14, basically. So the idea behind this car was to get it basically to a stage where he could essentially, or we could essentially tune it, and he could drive it. We wanted to get it to that point before we then went and got the cage and the interior done. So the best way to have the interior done is to basically have everything that we need to have in the car before it goes and gets the interior done. That way we don't get it back and we don't have room to put something, or there's not a panel here or whatever, you know what I mean? If everything is in the car to make it work before it goes off and gets the roll cage and the interior done, it means that there's going to be no surprises for us when it gets back here and we can't fit something where we want to put it. So that's the idea behind that. So pretty much from here, all we got to do is a transmission cooler, converter, and some radiator hoses essentially, and this thing could be tuned. It's been a long time coming, but this thing is running, sounds good, sounds healthy, which is a good sign for John mainly, because that engine hasn't been run ever. It is a rebuilt LS1, so good news for him. It all sounds really good, oil pressure's really good, and good news for us, everything is working that we've done. So that's always a good sign. First starts are always a little bit nerve-wracking when everything is brand new, but everything went really well, didn't have any hiccups. Actually, the only hiccups we had were 2 dead injectors, but that is a very, very minor injector? What was I going to say? Hiccup. That is a very, very minor hiccup to have in the grand scheme of things. So we'll keep cracking on with this thing. We got a couple things turning up next week for it. So the new converter should be here next week. We can put that in, put the gearbox in, finalize all that sort of driveline stuff to actually make it move. And then, yeah, we'll keep cracking on with it. So stay tuned for that. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and we will keep you updated on what's going on in the shed. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and we'll see you on the next episode.